Casual here. The signature Trickster ability is its shield, which makes you immune to all damage, and with the middle tree you can keep it active all the time. Because of this, Trickster tanks are very hard to kill, but often struggle to put out enough damage. With this build, I'm going to show you how to set up your Trickster tank to take big hits and dish them out so that you can finish expeditions in top tier times, like this. Thanks to CT15 who asked me to take a look at this build. Keep the suggestions coming in the comments below. Let's get into it. I love the synergy of this build between its class tree skills and gear. The core of any Trickster tank build are deception skills, because through Disruption Shield these keep your shield topped up all the time. At the same time, the Trespasser's gear set buffs your damage by 6% for every enemy you hit with a deception skill. If you train enemies and position yourself correctly, getting buffs of more than 50% is very achievable. For my deception skills I'm using Slow Trap and Time Rift. Slow Trap is a great skill for the wildlife of Enoch. Train Perfora to an elite, pop your bubble, and that elite is going to go down very quickly from all of the bonus damage you'll get. At the same time, the Trespasser set makes you an immortal god. For the 10 seconds Slow Trap is up at least. Phenomenal cosmic power in an itty bitty bubble. I was wrong about Time Rift. For a long time I just didn't like it, but with this build it really came to life, and I think that its full potential has been missed. Everyone knows about pain transfer, and certainly I'm using it to do damage to multiple enemies across the map thanks to long range, with my very own Juggler RPG and also the still overpowered Moaning Wind's Radiation Splash nuke. But there is another mod that puts out more damage than these combined. A little bit of pain. I know it doesn't look like much in its base form, 400,000 damage per enemy that Time Rift hits, but this is where the synergy in my class tree shines, with buffs to Anomaly Power through Anomaly Scything, Counter Shield and Combat Shield's timeline, and also the mod's Power Assimilation and Anomaly Echo. I use Hunt the Prey, Melee and then Time Rift to buff my AP to over 300,000 and the damage that a little bit of pain does to over 1.1 million to every enemy that it hits. And this is before the Trespasser's gear set damage bonus, a 25% damage buff from applying Vulnerable through the mods Geiger's Wave and Radiation Jump, and Captain Hunter's 25% damage buff to elites. Most normal enemies will be one shot by this when it is fully buffed, and even elites will take big damage. The mod Power Assimilation works particularly well with the New Horizon content, where the number of elites in play is very high. You could use Stand Tall if you don't have Anomaly Echo for nearly as good a buff. Unstoppable Force is also an option, but the two resistance piercing nodes in the Trickster's class tree only give you 10% each, compared to 15% for other classes, so it isn't optimal. I am also running Untamed Power, which scales off my Anomaly Power and can hit for more than 100,000 damage when my Anomaly Power is buffed, with no cooldown. Do remember that your melee also counts as a skill activation, and so will proc this mod, a nice bit of extra damage in the rotation. The final mod on my gear is Weakening Zone, which is useful for survivability and the best of two bad options on the Trespasser's boots. Now the Trespasser set is firepower based, which is why running additional Anomaly Power mods is beneficial, and for the other two pieces of gear to focus on Anomaly Power, cooldown reduction and one from Status Power or Skills Life Leech. It is worth stating here that I don't think that setting your Trickster tank up as a firepower build is a good idea. There are just too many essential damage nodes deep into the top tree that you can't pick up. I also tried out some cross-class gear sets like Seismic Commander, using bleed debuffs like Tainted Blood to buff the damage of Moaning Winds and Radiation Splash, but didn't really put out the consistent damage I was looking for, making it tough to get the really quick clear times. I went with the legs, gloves and boots of the Trespasser set, mainly for the mods those pieces have on them, but also for the max health it gives you. Having nearly 34,000 health is a great buffer just in case your shield goes down and your skills are on cooldown. I am running a hybrid class tree, starting in the bottom tree where I can pick up 5 concentration nodes, Anomaly Scything, Combat Shield's timeline, Counter Shield and Resistance Piercing, all of which buff the damage of a little bit of pain and Untamed Power. The rest of the class tree goes deep into the middle tree and order to pick up buffs to your shield degradation and of course disruption shield. I have picked up a little bit of extra armor just in case, but dual shield is essential to pick up as the extra damage mitigation helps keep your shield up. This build was a lot of fun to create and play. I really do love the synergies in the build, and with its great survivability, it is the perfect one to farm content in a stress-free and efficient way. Until next time, casual out.